We went over this last week how, every single team below us in the standings is in a rebuild. And, I think, in all honesty, I could be swayed whether or not the Pirates should enter into a full rebuild or not. And it obviously depends on the pieces they're getting back and some other, varying circumstances. But here's the thing. We need to realize that we are 20 games under 500. 51 and 71. We're on pace to lose roughly 95 games this season. There's no reason to be playing players that are not a part of this team's future, that are not a part of that next winning playoff, potentially World Series team that the Pirates put out there. With a season that is all but lost, the goal down the stretch needs to be to give young players extended looks. Give players that could potentially be a part of that next winning team. Because at least you'll know, hey, we have something here, or hey, we don't. That's why it's frustrating why Cole Tucker isn't getting the playing time over Eric Gonzalez. That's why it's frustrating that guys are still sitting in the minors that shouldn't be. Kevin Kramer, Brian Hayes, Cole Tucker when he's sent back down. Will Craig. Like these guys shouldn't be sitting in the minors when we know very well that they could be a part of that next winning team. They could be. But we need to see what they are at the major league level, because the major league level is what weeds out, the boys from the men, so to speak. It is the ultimate weeder, the ultimate roundup. That is what the major leagues is. Okay, it's great to see that guys are doing well at AAA, but unless you see them in, yes, these games aren't meaningful for the Pirates. We said that in terms of wins and losses. But these games are meaningful for other teams, especially when we're playing teams like the Cubs down the stretch. These are very meaningful baseball games for them. They're giving it their all. And I want to see young guys go out there and, thrive like they did last night, Friday night. Like, that was exciting. That's what we need to see more of down the stretch when we're playing good baseball teams. And we will be. We're playing the Nationals 4 games this week. Very important games for them. The Reds are a fringe contender, but we're playing them this weekend. Okay, and a lot of the games we have down the stretch, we are playing teams where these games matter. They matter to a lot of these teams that we are playing down the stretch, and I want to see the young guys get in there. Okay, we got the Phillies at Philadelphia. Very important games for them coming up. And when we go to Colorado, it's those games won't matter as much when Miami comes to town. But when the Cardinals come to town, when we go to San Francisco, when we go to Chicago, when we go to Milwaukee, when it comes back, like, these games matter to these teams. Like, they are giving it their all. It's not like we're playing the Marlins or the Rockies or the Mariners or even the Reds. Like, they are full steam ahead. They need to win these games. They are putting everything out there this late in the season. How can our young guys react to that? How will they react to that? That's what I want to see. And that's what fans need to see as well. That's what the organization needs to see. If they are actually focused on winning in 2020 and beyond. See what these guys got. See what you have in them. And then you will know, hey, we need to go make some moves in the offseason to get new pieces. Or you'll say, okay, we feel comfortable with a Will Craig. We feel comfortable with Cole Tucker, Kevin Kramer, Brian Hayes, JT Brubaker, whoever it may be. These guys need to be in Pittsburgh, especially come September. And simply put, the Eric Gonzalez experiment needs to end. For the first time in over a month, the Pittsburgh Pirates were victorious in a series. When the Pittsburgh Pirates walked into Angel Stadium on Monday, the team had lost 9 consecutive series, which included being swept 5 times. This woeful stretch led to the Pirates being 4-24 since the All-Star break. Well, sooner or later, the team was going to have to win a series again. Finally, this has happened. The Pirates walked into Angel Stadium this week and walked out with their first series victory since July 5th to the 7th against the Milwaukee Brewers. This series also saw the Pirates win consecutive games for the first time since that Milwaukee series. While the Pirates picked up the series victory in Anaheim, the team is just 51-71 on the season, and being 20 games under 500 is no fun. But it's still fun anytime you pick up a series victory, especially when series victories have become as elusive as they have for the Pirates. After an off day on Thursday, the Pirates kicked off the weekend series against the Chicago Cubs at PNC Park with a win on Friday night, followed up by a loss this afternoon. Before we turn our attention let's take a look back at the 3 takeaways from the team series victory over the Angels. Takeaway number 1, another promising start for Chris Archer. On Wednesday night, Chris Archer turned in a 3rd consecutive encouraging start. Archer's struggles this season have been well documented. However, he may be starting to turn his dreadful 2019 season around. Archer lasted just 5 innings in his Wednesday night start and allowed 4 runs. However, only 3 of those were earned. All 4 runs were scored in a 35-pitch 4th inning, and that inning's woes were not completely his doing, as a Brian Reynolds error played a major role as well. If not for the error, Archer would have only allowed 3 runs in the inning. He also may have been able to go back out for the 6th inning, which would have made it 3 straight starts of 6 innings pitched. In this start, Archer struck out 10 batters and did not allow a home run. This marks the first time since joining the Pirates last summer that he has gone 3 consecutive starts without allowing a home run. Archer has now pitched 17 innings in his last 3 starts. In these 17 innings, he owns a 3.18 ERA, he's walked just 4 batters, and he has struck out 25. Hopefully, this is the start of Archer getting back on track. While the Pirates have nothing left to play for this season, getting Archer back on track would still be great to see. It would also change the outlook for 2020 some. Takeaway number 2. Eric Gonzalez should not be on a MLB roster. In the offseason, the Pittsburgh Pirates swung a 5-player trade with the Cleveland Indians. The one MLB player the Pirates received in this deal was infielder Eric Gonzalez. After Gonzalez was acquired, he became the team's starting shortstop. General Manager Neil Huntington said in the spring that his scouts were pounding the table to acquire Gonzalez prior to the trade. Well, Huntington may want to fire those scouts, because Gonzalez has been nothing short of awful this season. For some unknown reason, Gonzalez made 2 starts in the series. After going over 7 in the series, Gonzalez is now slashing a robust 194 average, 270 OBP, 254 slugging this season with a WRC plus of 30. Don't worry though, that great defense of Gonzalez, as Huntington talks so much about, was on display. Just look at the bottom of the 8th inning Wednesday night when he missed a routine pop-up that helped spark a 3-run inning for the Angels that made a 4-3 game become a 7-3 game. Also, let's not forget Gonzalez running into Starling Marte on a pop-up back in April and putting the Pirates' best player on the shelf. The guy is a real defensive wizard. Gonzalez has 0 business being on a MLB roster. None. Nada. Zilch. Unfortunately, he is on the Pirate roster and taking at-bats away from promising prospects such as Cole Tucker and Kevin Kramer. Yeah, I do not understand it either. Takeaway number 3. Winning is still fun. The Pittsburgh Pirates have not done much winning of late, so some fans may have forgotten if winning was indeed still fun or not. Well, it definitely is. Let's break down this series in simple terms, shall we? Monday night's win equals fun. Tuesday night's win equals fun. Wednesday night's loss equals not fun. Not only did the Pirates pick up a series victory in Anaheim, the offense exploded in the 2 victories. The Pirates scored 10 runs on both Monday and Tuesday night. For most of the season, the Pirates offense, which is averaging 4.7 runs per game, has been a joy to watch. It's continued against the Angels. Most fun of all, the team won some baseball games. Baseball is the greatest sport in the world. The game is even better when your favorite team wins, even if it is short-lived. And let's be honest, it probably will be. The Pirates showed their fans that winning is still fun. You know it would be a lot of fun? Picking up another series victory this weekend against the Cubs and playing spoiler for those goons from the Windy City. And wouldn't that be fun tomorrow night for the Pirates to, get a nice series victory against the Cubs, national TV in Williamsport, Little League Classic, the nicknames on the back of the jerseys, the Berg jerseys are going to be wearing. Everybody watching, the baseball world's eyes are going to be on the Pirates in Williamsport. Wouldn't that just be awesome for the team to play spoiler and really shake some things up with Mitch Keller going on the hill tomorrow night? And, that's another thing that's going to be exciting to watch down the stretch in 2019. Is going to be Mitch Keller and how he fares the rest of the way. That's going to be fun. This season still is an opportunity to be fun. And it's even more fun, obviously, when they're winning. But it's going to be fun to watch Brian Reynolds see if he can win a batting title. To watch Kevin Newman's progression. to watch Mitch Keller see if he can do it, to watch Chris Archer make a turnaround, to see if Trevor Williams can get back on track. Eventually, hopefully, to see Ke'Bryan Hayes debut, to see Will Craig debut, maybe JT Brubaker. Like, this is what's going to be fun down the stretch. And this is why it's important to still tune in and keep watching these games. It's going to be fun down the stretch still. Baseball always is. And baseball, by far, is the greatest sport in the whole world. And, this past weekend in LA, and really the game on Friday night, it still proves winning is fun. It's fun. Okay, I don't care what your record may be, and it's way more fun if we're in a playoff race. But no matter what the record may be, winning baseball games is a fun thing to do. It's a fun thing to watch. It's guaranteed it's much more fun than losing. It is. Like watching baseball, staying up late for some late night bucking on Monday and Tuesday night, and then, being in that atmosphere last night at PNC Park, that was fun. When we lose, like this afternoon or Wednesday night, that's not fun. And really, ultimately baseball boils down to that, and, we can get into this conversation another time with the podcast coming into an end here. But again, the 3 takeaways I want you to take away from this series of the Pirates just happened is that Chris Archer's starting to turn a corner, Eric Gonzalez does not deserve to be on the roster, and winning is fun. Take a look at what the Pirates got the rest of the week. Tomorrow night, Sunday Night Baseball, they got the Cubs on tap. Mitch Keller going up against Jose Quintana. On Monday, 4-game set with the Nationals. We got Trevor Williams in Game 1. It would be really nice to see him turn a corner and get back to being the Trevor of old. Chris Archer, Game 2, would be nice to see him keep his turnaround going. Musgrove in Game 3, I would assume Brault would go on Thursday. I'll leave for Mitch Keller again on Friday, and back to Williams on Saturday when the Pirates play the Reds. So, rest of the week, Cubs tomorrow night, 4-game set with the Nationals, and the Reds come to town for the weekend to close out the homestand. Last homestand really of the summer for most of our students out there. So, again, thank you all for tuning into the episode this week. I apologize if you're listening live for the time switch. Things happen. But again, I will not be running the Bucks Dugout account, but that will still be run this week. Again, have a safe and blessed week, everybody. My name is Benson Fector. Thank you all so much for tuning into this week's episode of Bucky Booth. If you're listening live, archived, wherever you may be listening to it. I'm doing this in New York right now, so wherever you may be listening to it, we certainly do appreciate it, and we hope you tune in again next Saturday. We will be back our usual time at noon. So until then, let's go Bucks, and we'll see you next week.